And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live from McKinley High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The trip down I-49, then in 190, and oh my goodness, the traffic. You saw some of the things that we posted just a little bit earlier, that it was 6:15 and the Trojans had yet to make it here. The band, I think, is just pulling up, and the Trojans left around 1 o'clock, just got in that traffic. We're scheduled to be at Piccadilly a little after 3 o'clock and didn't make it until probably 4 o'clock to Piccadilly. So it's been one of those kind of nights, but the Trojans are here. You see them getting warmed up. It is difficult to see them. The lighting situation here is dim, to say the least. The lights are a long ways off and they're not very high, so it's shining on the track area in between the 10 and the 30, but the bulk of the field is almost like one of the light banks is out at Alexandria when we're getting on there. But we're here for playoff football opening round, and what a tremendous crowd is starting to make their way in here from this McKinley fan base. It has been since 1994 when they had their last home playoff game. So the 4A team now in Division I is pumped up and ready to go to work. I am Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins for the moment. Ernie Lott drove the band down here, and they're just getting back into their spot. And my goodness, 25 minutes away from kickoff, Chuck, but it's been an interesting last 2 to 3 hours, I'd say.
It has been, and this is kind of like one of those, you know, you can see up here in the left corner of the screen the old style scoreboard that they have up there. Just real small, and you know, it's just an old style. It's kind of, I guess, the remnants of what you would call an old style stadium. The light poles are actually in front of the stadium at the edge of the track, and there looks like 4 on each side actually, trying to cast a few of those old dome type big beam bulbs in there, trying to cast them out there. But obviously they need a little bit of adjustment to get the field covered.
It does, but we are here. The Trojans making their adjustments as they are down on the field. Again, you see them in their purple uniform pants, the white shirt with the purple letters trimmed in gold, the white helmets with the Trojan A on the top of McKinley. We'll be wearing white pants with the blue stripe down the side of them, blue uniform tops with the block style numbers in white on their uniforms, and the blue helmets there. Great atmosphere here. They've got the barbecue. Had a DJ out by the dressing room where the Panthers of McKinley were getting ready. They've got that Panther that is out there, similar to what Clemson comes down and hits that the Rockets. They come down to the wind bar from LSU, but it is a Panther that is down there, and we've got some photos of that we will share with you as well. But this is the game the Trojans have been looking for, playoff game number 1, and you don't like to think that, you know, once you get into the playoffs, anything is any easier. By means, don't take that at all, what I'm saying. But when you come out of that gauntlet that is 2-5A, man, it's almost like getting a little bit of relief. But you got to be careful. This is a very fast and speedy McKinley Panther team.
It is indeed, and I just had the camera on the Panther, but the head of it is right behind that big light pole that's out there. But you're right. I mean, I'm going to scan over here. You can see the Ash Trojans are over here on our left-hand side, and I'll scan back over here onto the McKinley side, dressed up in their blue and white. Not a large number compared to the Ash Trojans, but can't be very speedy like you were saying.
Trojan fans starting to make their way into the bleachers. A large number of them are at home. Our biggest game of the year that we had last season was that first-round playoff game against Parkway. So we know we get a lot of alumni, a lot of folks that are in. That game was actually a home game. The Trojans came in, and unfortunately, we know what happened there. They were bounced out of the playoffs in week 1. Certainly looking to remedy that tonight. Start fast, be aggressive, and Chuck, I just believe that they may be in a good position in this one because they're there in numbers. McKinley, a 4A team. You don't see a lot of players that are out on the field. And we were counting the skill position that came out. There were about 24. They've doubled inside, Chuck, and if I said there was probably 50 Panthers from McKinley out there, that's probably a stretch when you look at the Trojans that have close to 85 on their roster.
That's right. And, you know, when we were out there earlier, it was just their skills count, and we were both like, surely that can't be all of them. But they did bring their heavies out finally. But you're right. I mean, they're few in numbers, but they are here. And in the 11th seed, I believe you're right.
Let's go ahead. Chuck, take a quick break. We'll do this and get back. Got to work on a couple of things here on my side of it. We'll be back. We're getting ready. Coach Ernie's making his way up here. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ash.
I have to give up my mic.
Football on Ash Trojan Football on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we are back right beside the band. And I don't know if the echo is there too, Chuck, though. We're going to try to work on that just a little bit. Don't know what we'll be able to hear from that band as it is right beside us there. Hopefully, Chuck has that fixed on what's going out.
That's a good question, but we'll soon find out.
Indeed, we will. You may want to step back and listen to that just a little bit, too, and see what's going on. One of the returns that we did want to talk about, Josh Marie, number 7, makes his return. Josh had hurt his back early in the season and has made it his return into the playoffs tonight, so it is great to see Josh Marie. Matter of fact, we saw number 7 out there just a little bit earlier getting loose and really looks fired up and excited about being back in this game. You know, nothing like the playoffs to get things pumped up and going for you. We are here, and I think Coach Ernie is making his way up here, and we'll let him explain a little bit about that traffic. We do not have an interview with Coach Bachman, as you all are aware. The traffic really snarled things up just a little bit as it just got the band here. The Trojans have been here since probably about 6:15, and that's it. But anyway, football is in the air tonight. Heard Phil Collins sing that just a little bit earlier. Very friendly crowd. We met a lot of folks here, even some from back home in the Pineville area. Grew up on 28 East, so it was great to visit with her just a little bit. Barbecue pits going out there. They are making the most of this first playoff trip since 1994, and I think Coach Ernie's finally made it up here. Coach, are you up and going?
I had to get some oxygen to get up here.
So tell me about that traffic.
Man, it took me 38 minutes to go 12 miles.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it took us a little while. And look, Waze, I had Waze working for me, and she kept telling me to go over the old bridge, and I didn't listen because surely it wasn't that bad. We sat in traffic on the bridge for a good long while ourselves.
Yeah, well, it took me forever just to get to the bridge, and once I got there, it wasn't too bad. I made it to the bridge. But
you'll be happy to know we did get your text, and it was after we had stopped at Billy's on there, but we did save you some chicken cracklings.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a few of those left over, I'll have to say. But Coach, we were just talking. We're not able to get our interview with Coach Bachman earlier because the team didn't get here until about 6:20 or 6:15 or so. So it was difficult to get over here. They were scheduled to eat at Piccadilly at 3:15. It was 4 o'clock before they make it to Piccadilly, and you know what a 45-minute gap does in scheduling to a coach.
Well, they left it because I passed them when I came in, and that was about 1:30 or so, and I thought, dang, they're leaving early, but like I say, they were supposed to eat, and everything kind of, well, when you come to Baton Rouge, that if you're coming across a bridge, chances are you're going to get hung up.
5 o'clock, Baton Rouge on a Friday afternoon, and good thing the Tigers weren't in town, and here comes that McKinley band about to crank up, so we'll be able to hear how this works out. Coach, we are front and center with that band over here, and I see some more of our support personnel starting to make their way in, and that's the crowd we talked about was pretty thin over there across the way, but the band and the cheer team and all of that is starting to make their way in.
Yeah, we had to kind of work our way through the back roads to get here, but we're finally getting here.
Indeed, we are. About 15 minutes to go. Coach Bachman looking over the opposing team, the Panthers of McKinley. And again, we apologize for everything there. Tioga is in a rain and lightning delay back in the reservation. That game is expected to start at 8 o'clock. That one is expected to start at 8 o'clock. Menard is down here in Baton Rouge area. They're playing the Eagles of Parkview Baptist tonight. So 3 teams that we're very familiar with. Of course, Ash, Menard that we cover, but Tioga as well. Coach, one of the things that we talked about when we looked at everything and watched the tape is Jeremiah Allen. They live and breathe by what Jeremiah Allen does tonight. Yeah, you're going to have to get around behind me, Coach, I believe.
Well, you're short enough I can see over the top.
Right. Number 2, Jeremiah Allen is their guy. They don't throw the ball a lot in this one, but you'll also see Chauncey Smith. But Jeremiah Allen, number 2, is what they do. And that plays right into a difficult position, Coach, because the Trojans have had trouble stopping the run this season.
Yeah, I'm sure they watch some film and stuff, so they know that the teams that have attacked us right straight at us, I can only hear myself thinking a little bit, talking.
Look, and you're turned all the way up on there too. So they're what did they say in Star Trek? I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. That's all. And so that is a Star Trek reference. Don't tell anybody that I've watched. Oh, Chuck can't hear us, right? So it's this is very loud, and we're thankful that the speakers are down away from us where the pole is. You can see that off to the right side. There was one right under us that we thought we were going to have to catch right there. But needless to say, the band, the atmosphere, the pomp, the circumstance, and my goodness, what we need, Coach, is for the Trojans just to take the band out of the game.
What?
Coaches, look, we're going to wing this one as best we can with Coach tonight. So can you imagine Bryce Young in Tiger Stadium for Alabama when how loud it was down there compared to just what this is?
Well, I know, but we're sitting right on top of the band, but I was there when Garth Brooks cut out with
Baton Rouge.
And you could feel the stadium shaking. I was outside the stadium, so I can recognize loud for sure.
Well, Garth is not in town tonight. The Tigers are not in town tonight. The Tigers are up in Fayetteville getting ready to play Arkansas tonight, or tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So that's an early start for the Tigers. Get up and watch that one. But right now, watch those Trojans getting ready to get things started here, getting close to the coin toss and the presentation of colors. Let's go ahead and just to save our eardrums a little bit, Chuck, go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll take a break right here and be back in just a couple of minutes. You're watching Ash Trojan Playoff Football on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, The trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Lock On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we are back to McKinley High School. And Coach, I'm going to put some trivia on you as we get close to the kickoff. Coach, can you hear me still?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, there you are. Who is the most famous alumni from McKinley High School?
Whoa, we talking football?
We're talking football. We're talking all over. I guess there's not many that probably outrank this gentleman. It is football related, and he did
Play for LSU?
No, he didn't. Actually, Grambling was his spot.
You got me.
The great Eddie Robinson.
Oh, well, I was thinking, but I was before my time even.
Well, research does that for me. A 1937 graduate of McKinley High School.
Wow.
Eddie Robinson played a year at Southern before he went on to Grambling and coaching there. And, of course, the rest is, as they say, history. So there you go, a little bit of research. You see the flag corps, the color guard getting prepared to set up. The Ash fans are filing into the stands on the other side of it. The band is making their way up, thanks to Coach Ernie finally getting them here. We're excited about that. And we are just about 9 minutes to go until this thing, so it's going to go on. Coach, keys to the game, do you have some of them for us tonight?
Well, just like the one last week, the very first one I would say is, do these guys want to play another round? How bad or how intense are they going to be? And the secret to me has been that first half. If we come out playing like we're capable of playing and get them behind the 8 ball, I think we'll be successful. If we have to play from behind as we have been for the last couple of weeks, could be trouble. Second thing, the unknowns, I'm sure they've looked at this group on film, and like you say, they've seen us, so no matter who can make adjustments during the course of the game, it's, can we stop their running game? Can they stop our passing game? And probably, once again, special teams, extra points, field goals, kickoff return. We had some questions last week about why we kept kicking it out of bounds, and giving the ball on the 40 or 45-yard line instead of at least kicking it out on where they had taken on the 35 or 20 or so. But we'll see how that turns out tonight.
There you have it, Coach. One of the things, we looked at their defense a little bit on film, actually watched a lot of tape on their defense, and clearly their safety is going to stand out. We'll talk about him a little bit as it gets into the game. The rest of the defense, I think the matchups favor the Trojans at every skill position. I don't believe that there is any one person that can guard Jalen or Mingo and then step up and cover Cunningham and JT out of the backfield. So offensively, I believe that the Trojans should have be able to put up as many as they want to tonight. It's just going to be a question of defense. You look at the last two. offensive outputs or defensive outputs for McKinley. They've not given up a point in a couple of games, but they've not faced an offense that they're going to see tonight that is potent like these Ash Trojans. They will come up and key on the run as well. Will the Trojans? You don't expect the quarterback to beat you, so at that point you're able to come up and play some pretty solid run defense. I think depth and numbers and conditioning weigh in the Trojans' favor, and it should be a first-round big victory for the Trojans tonight. I'm not a betting man, but I believe the Trojans are going to be able to take care of business, but we are 6 minutes away from that. McKinley getting ready to run out from our right. And for the first time at home in the playoffs since 1994, there's the blue smoke coming around, and it is the McKinley Panthers. So if you went back, if you're a fan of McKinley in this one, we welcome you to 446 Sports. Here come your Panthers, the Trojans, getting ready from the far side. We will turn it over to our field mic and listen to the presentation of colors and the national anthem right here. We're going to give you the sights and sounds of this one, and we'll be back to you for the coin toss. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy. It is Ash Trojan football.
Welcome to McKinley Senior High School tonight as McKinley Panthers will be hosting their first football home playoff game since 1994. They're ready to play this Alexandria High School Trojans. Today's presentation of colors is by the McKinley High School Junior All-Defensive Battalion. The Panther Battalion color Please stand and remove your hats for the performance of the Star Spangled Banner by the one and only Big Blue Marching Band.
And we are back here getting ready to get things going. Captains for McKinley tonight, number 1, Byron Hatch. Number 2, Jeremiah Allen. Number 8, J.C. Hurd. And number 24, Chauncey Smith. It won't be the last time that you hear us call Jeremiah Allen. Looking across the far side to the Trojans, I see Bryce Rushing, Tay Frazier, Joe Bordelon, and I have to see who the one behind the left official is. That's Josh Marie. So Coach Josh Marie back in the house tonight too. From his back injury that he had earlier, Josh is back in the game.
That was an interesting rendition of
You're watching things live here. We're going to keep you posted on what's going on. The Trojans are the visitors tonight, so they will call the coin toss. We'll see if Bachman wants to get that offense on the field or what he's going to do. You see a good shot of it down on the field there. Again, number 2 on the right-hand side, Jeremiah Allen is the running back to keep an eye on. He goes from dead still to full speed in a matter of milliseconds. Explodes with the football and gets ready to go. McKinley, it appears, has won the toss. McKinley's won the toss and they have elected to receive. So they want to see what they're able to do against this Trojan defense that has had trouble with the run. But again, Coach, it's been with the likes of West Monroe and Ruston and Ouachita and West Ouachita. Coach going to join us a little bit there, having trouble hearing us over the band. Said, Coach, McKinley's going to see what they're able to do running the football against that Trojans defense. The Trojans have struggled running the football, but they've been against a West Monroe and a Ruston and a Ouachita.
I did notice they had a great big safety back there. It looks like he was about 6'4" and about 200 pounds or better. That might have been who you were talking about.
He's their guy.
Yeah.
Boy, a lot of rain back in Alexandria area. I think we're going to be safe and get this one in tonight. Back deep to receive for the Panthers is J.C. Hurd, number 8. He's joined by a couple of others. Trying to get those, number 16. And on the right-hand side is Jeremiah Allen. So keep an eye on Jeremiah. And here go the Trojans getting ready to kick this off. We've got to really get that band taken out of the game here. They are loud and proud. And here we go. The first one is up and in the air. Going over to Allen. He's got it at the 20-yard line, 25 now. Coming all the way across the field is Allen. Trying to get to the 30. The big time stop right there by the Trojans. That is for the Trojans exactly what you needed, Coach. You wanted to come up and make that type of a stop on special teams. That was number 27, Jason Blackwell, coming up and making the tackle.
Yeah, at least they'll have to start from 70 yards away instead of 60 or 50 like we were the other night.
Indeed it is. Getting ready to get things going here. Back in at quarterback is Grant Hatch. Hatch is back in the backfield with Allen. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Tight coverage to the side closest to us. Ball bounces around. Trojans have a shot at it. It's going to hit the ground and be falling on a loss of, they'll give them a loss of 4, it looks like, on that one. And, Coach, you got to believe they were looking up and trying to pull back out of that snap a little bit quicker than they needed to.
Right. He kind of took his eyes off of it, and I'm sure they're a little bit nervous, like you say. That this is a big game for them. Probably haven't played anything like this the entire year.
Well, this is the part where it's rough on those guys because they are a 4A team, and this is, you know, not unlike Tioga having to move up into that Division I.
Right.
Hatch back in the backfield. He's got Allen. Letting the clock run there. Allen's going to get it up the middle, and that big interior line of the Trojans is there.
I like to see that on the first stop. They tried to attack straight at us. Only difference is they didn't have a lead blocker that time.
Well, that's those linebackers, Coach, that you've looked at all year. That's Ethan White and Caleb Andrus that came in and made that play. So it was great to see those guys.
I'm looking at their offensive line. They got a couple of big ones on there, several big ones to be exact. probably 250, 260. I didn't see the weights on them, but I guarantee you they got some poundage on them.
They'll give him 3, 3rd down and 1. Allen, now keep your eye on him. He goes flanked out to the far side, closest to the down, to the yard marker there. And so an empty backfield for Hatch. Hatch likes to run out of this set. Likes to run it more than he does throw it, but he's got to throw it here. Here comes that blitz. Zings this one in, and it is caught, but just a 2-yard gain because right there on coverage for the Trojans. Again, that linebacking core, Coach Gary Matthews was in there to make the stop, as was Caleb Andrus. And coming on to punt is going to send Jimmy Duncan back to the, let's see where Jimmy goes, to the 50-yard line and now drifts into Trojan territory there. But Trojans have not ran one back all season long, Coach.
I'm curious to see what kind of punter they got. It's not usually their strong suit. I don't know if they play soccer or not, but there's a low snap.
Trojans come after it, and they're going to bump into the kicker. No flag is thrown there. Again, this group out of the New Orleans Association let that one go, and the ball dies inside the 30 to the 26. So a good punt by the McKinley Panthers. And here comes that offense that we told you about for the Trojans that should have a lot of success tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, Coach, give you any secrets about whether they were going to try to run the ball more or crank it up or what?
They're coming out aggressively tonight. They're going to certainly establish the run, but they think that they can get some things going in the secondary.
Well, look, right now they're leaving the slot man now. Safety's coming over on top
and
of
that's
him.
that safety that we talked about. That is, let me get his name in front of me, is Byron Hatch. Here comes Cunningham up the middle. There goes Datlin, gets a big-time first down, and that's certainly what you wanted to see, Coach. You get a 3 and out the other way, and your first run goes up the middle for 12, and you can get that tempo going.
Yeah, well, it looked like we're going to go with the NASCAR right off.
From the 41-yard line, now comes in motion is Johnson. Johnson out of the backfield. Here comes pressure. Jumped off the screen, but incomplete there.
That was a good thing Joe did threw it in the ground that time because he was well covered and they had the screen sniffed out that time.
Well, and oftentimes you see a quarterback still trying to make a play right there, but unable to do so. 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped at 9:34. No score. Trojans first possession of the game tonight. From the 41-yard line they go. They got 1 first down in the game. And Jones getting off the field. They'll watch him ease off to the far sideline. 1 receiver to the top, back to the ground go the Trojans. And just right up the middle is Cunningham.
He had a hole there to the left side. He just a little slow getting there, and the backside was able to catch him from behind that time.
That was Lindsey that had it, and you'll see Jones and Jimmy Duncan come back in. Amirion Mingo to the near side, and they have yet to get the ball really in the air short of the screen. Joe in that offense looking over to the far side, 9:06 and counting following the run. 3rd down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Trojan look good on the first play. Need this one here. There's that quick shot to the near side. Mingo's got it, turns, tries to make a man miss, but here comes that secondary of McKinley, but not before the Trojans get a 20-yard pickup and another big first down. From 41 to 41 they go.
Doug, I don't know if you noticed, but they got quite a few dark spots on this field, and it is the right side of the field is lighted pretty well, but the left side's kind of on the dark side.
Chuck and I were down there on the field earlier, and they were aiming their kickoffs towards the scoreboard because that's the only part you could see between the goalposts. Here comes the end around to the near side, going to be brought down, and the ball is on the ground. Cunningham puts it on the ground, still calling 2nd down, so the Trojans have fallen on it.
Not what you want to see. They're doing a good job attacking our line of scrimmage and getting in our backfield. Blocking scheme, they're going to have to make some adjustments on it.
Well, Bachman certainly wants to take the attitude of let's grind and grind and grind and run some clock in here and do that dominating that 2-5-8 football is all about. There's a play action, gets the screen off, but these ends are firing, Coach.
They brought the safety on a blitz that time. If Joe could have got it off to the back out, there wasn't nobody out there. Unfortunately, it didn't have time.
Probably their best player on defense is Byron Hatch, by all means, and he's a good-looking specimen. I mean, he goes probably 6'2", Coach, and really goes to the ball well. 3rd down and 13, 14 to go from the 44-yard line. Trojans have to get the ball to the 31.
Guy over here is lined up in the neutral zone.
Here comes that pressure again. Mingo's got the screen and a lot of room. There goes My down to the 30, 29, and 28-yard line is going to be a first down for the Trojans, and that's the way you counteract that pressure, and just having to really get it off of there as quick as they can, and did it that time. Had missed on the first couple of screens they tried to throw.
Yeah, it's going to have to be some quick slants, quick screens, because they're coming, pinning their ears back. I don't think they can sit in there and go one-on-one with us. With this right side over here, number 10 is offside every time.
Jalen Johnson's got it, trying to make a man miss, does not, but picks up 4 on the play, gets to the 25-yard line. And we've seen the Trojans, this works right into their wheelhouse, Coach, throwing that quick pass. They really do a good job of getting the ball out on the perimeter quickly. Now, I will tell you, McKinley's done a fine job with open field tackling tonight. Second down and 6. Handoff goes up the middle. Now there goes Datlin bowling over people, and it's another Trojan first down inside the 20, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
I'm impressed with their secondary tackling. They've done a good job. Once they get in the secondary, they've been able to bring him down.
Trojans lining up, still going the way. We've seen JT with just 1 carry. Cunningham's got the ball, or got it in the backfield with Joe. There goes Datlin. Datlin firing in and making that stop. That's number 22 for this McKinley team, and he fired off of there, and that's Jalen Tyler, the defensive back. And that's what where, Coach, I think you can get to them, because they sell out on their stunts and blitzes.
Yeah, he's lining up like a safety, but he's coming every time.
Well, nobody on Mingo. Mingo's got a clear shot at the goal, at the far pylon, and there's going to be a penalty flag that is thrown. Offsides is finally whistled. Dead ball encroachment is a call, Coach, and that's something you've been looking at the whole game.
That's one way to slow down that rush, is to go on a long snap count.
Clock starts to run, 6:05 and counting here in a scoreless first period from a very loud McKinley High School. The band set to play right up to the snap, and doing a good job of that. 2 receivers to the top, nobody to the near side. Datlin's got it. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Datlin. Cunningham, touchdown, Trojans.
Yeah, they ran right where 22 left from. He was sprinting to the outside, and he cut it back inside, and it was an easy score.
That's one of those things that you look at if you're Cunningham and you're Joe. Find out where 22 is leaving from and go right where he's at. Trojans set up looking for the PAT. It is mesh, and the last couple of kicks he had in that West Ouachita game and the warm-ups, he has really been hammering the football. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. 7-0, Trojans take the lead. We'll be back right after this on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we are back. Goodness gracious.
I hope the band runs out of gas here in a little bit.
They get stuck in traffic or something. What a tremendous asset they bring to this team, because they are loud and proud, that big blue band from McKinley. Trojans' second kickoff, they held McKinley to 3 and out. And quickly they get up and they're going to run the onside kick, but falling on it was McKinley, and they did a good job of knowing where that ball was. That was number 10. And we'll see who that was, Coach. But he did a tremendous job of just getting up and getting after it.
Yeah, he was the only guy even close to the ball, and he did a nice job of recovering it. Otherwise, it could have been the Trojans' football, but give them credit. They got a good field position here defense going to have to step up.
Fred Taylor goes up and gets it. Allen in the backfield with Grant Hatch. First time that we've seen them out at midfield, only the second possession for McKinley. Again, right directly in front of where we are.
Got about 5:40 on the clock in this first quarter. Long snap count.
There it is, back to Allen gets it now, and he is sandwiched up in the middle by that interior line of the Trojans, unable really to get off track. And I'm telling you, Coach, the linebacker play on these first 4 plays from scrimmage have been as good as we've seen all year.
Yeah, they're coming up and sticking it in there, and that's
Allen's back. Hey, Coach, sorry to interrupt you. Allen is back in the Wildcat, so watch him. They've got the swinging gate that they're running right up the middle from the middle of the field, and Allen gets hit hard, but running the swinging gate from the middle of the field, and they're still out in it.
Yeah, that's something the Trojans may have to call a timeout and make some adjustments to right here.
3rd down and 1 from midfield. Wildcat formation 4. And there goes Allen right up the middle again, and he gets the big first down. And why not? Coach, they're going to have to get a timeout and talk about that, you got to believe.
We had a shot at him in the backfield and missed him now. I believe it's number 38 that missed the tackle right then. They're trying to spread us out.
Doing a pretty good job out of it. 2 good runs by Allen there back to back. He gets it again. Now he zips the pass out of there. And there's big-time Josh Marie coming up and saying, hey, I'm back. Josh Marie coming up big time there.
Lateral. No, they're going to say it's a forward pass.
Dude, I have not seen explosion like that in a while from that Trojan defense. Welcome back, Josh Marie.
Yeah, they were teeing off for sure, and that's what we haven't seen in the last couple of ball games in the first half is the defense just getting after somebody.
Back to a traditional offense as Hatch is there with Allen in the backfield. Saw Allen try to throw the ball there, and Josh Marie was on that quickly. A little bit of early motion there, but Allen gets it off to the right side, and he's going to get out big yards near the first down, and looks like he's going to be out to the 25-yard line, and if he is, that's a first down, and it is.
Another missed tackle by the Trojans there. Couldn't get his number, had a shot at him. It looked like number 8 or number 2.
Jimmy Duncan had the shot there, but unable to get it. 2 receivers stacked to the near side, staggered a little to the far side, but spreading the Trojans out, as you talked about. First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. 24 is what they'll give him officially. Back to pass as Hatch looking to go over the top. Got a man wide open, but just overthrows. That's we talked about the receivers, or the two to look for, and that was Chauncey Smith. But told you too that Grant Hatch is not going to beat you, Coach, throwing the football.
Yeah, well, he ran a nice wheel route. He went in motion, and 3 receivers went inside, and it wasn't nobody even close. Fortunately, he overthrew him, thank goodness.
Look, that this crowd here at McKinley was ready to go crazy, but just a bust their bubble there as that one lands harmlessly 5 yards past the receiver. Bobbled snap around there, but Allen finally gets it. Good straight arm, getting to the corner. He's got a lot of room. Going to pick up 5, but they're diving in and making that tackle for the Trojans was Blackwell.
Yeah, I think we underestimated his speed right there. He was able to turn the corner.
Well, that's the one thing they said about Allen in the scouting report. Once he gets the football, he goes from 0 to 60 as quickly as anyone does.
Now they got the old swinging gate going back again. We got blockers over here, 2 receivers, and then they got
Trojans only stopped this when Allen threw the ball, and that was Josh Marie. Now they settle back in and bring an extra blocker back in. Allen back to pass. He's going to throw this one, and he throws it over the top. And wanting the penalty flag, and we think it may have come in. Oh, they're going to call an ineligible man downfield. Ineligible man thought that there was going to be a pass interference, but we believe it's an ineligible man downfield. And in fact, yes, that is the call. And how could you not, Coach, with all of that chaos that was going on early?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell who the linemen are, who the ends are, and everything else, because they're scurrying around every which way.
Who's on first? I don't know.
Yeah, look for the eligible numbers. They got to have at least a 80 or 40 number or below. 40-something in a blow.
Fourth down and 4. McKinley set to go for it from the 19, and McKinley will take a timeout. We'll take a quick one with them and be right back on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back to live action here. It is fourth down, waiting on McKinley to come back out, and they do.
Excuse me.
And
Looks
trying
like they're
to
going with traditional set this time.
They got the field goal kicker out there, Coach, number 80. This is number 80, who's not on my roster here officially, unless I'm missing that number.
I would be looking for a trick play here myself.
In it, as the holder, you've got number 40, Cameron Price.
A lefty, too. That's unusual.
Kick is up, and
it's gonna be good.
Hits off the crossbar and bounces out of that, but that is not a bad attempt at it. He just, kicked it deep and dark into the night and was unable to get there. That will count as a touchback, so the Trojans will have it at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a 35-yarder he attempted.
35-yard attempt.
Yeah, that's pretty dang good for high school, and he just missed it.
And the band is back.
Oh, yeah, they're fitting to crank up.
Here we go, first down and 10. Trojans have it. Look, they do a great job of playing that big blue band from McKinley. Again, I look over and we try to check out opposing teams as best we can, or fans, to get a little more of the game day experience. And, well, there they go. Coach, we walked in and there were barbecue pits going, everybody having a good time. Again, the first home playoff game since 1994 for McKinley. Snap is high but handled. There goes Gatlin to the outside. He's going up the middle. Hurdles a man, is going to be brought down.
But notice they only play when we got the ball.
That's because they know what to do here, and that's great. Out to the 40. Trojans going tempo with 2:42 to go in the first. They lead at 7-0. Handoff goes up the middle, breaking tackles. Gatlin spinning around. He's got another first down out to the 50 in midfield. Go the Trojans. They stop the clock momentarily to run it. And here comes that Trojan offense to the near side where you got Jones now in the slot. You've got one man covering Mingo, it looks like, to the near side. And Jalen is closest to the far side by the Trojans bench. Not seen Jones open up and get a shot at a target yet, but his man is playing very tight on him. Back to pass is Joe. Here comes that pressure. Got to step up. It does. The lefty hurls this one down to Johnson. Jalen's in and out of the hands at the 15-yard line, and thought Jalen had a shot at that one. And that was just a great job of getting out of pressure by Joe that time.
Yeah, they're bringing that ends just about every play. He's lining up in a sprinter stance and coming hard. So if we get past him, should go for a ways.
Well, and that's what the success has been, running the football too. They've been able to do that. They look for where the blitzer is and run it opposite side, and they do it again. Right up the middle goes Gatlin to the 40, banging over tacklers, and the ball is taken right out of his hands, and McKinley's going to have it. What a tremendous play there by the Panthers of McKinley. And I mean, just took it right away from Gatlin, did Fred Taylor.
That'll get them pumped up.
You should be able to see that on the replay, I do believe. We'll run it back and take a look at it one more time. And watch the end of the play. Gatlin banging around, but the ball's just going to be stripped out of his hands at the 33. Here we go, back to work. Fresh smell of fireworks powder in the air. First down and 10, 1:50 to go here in the first. From the 37-yard line, go the Panthers right to left. Hatch calls for the ball and got it. Allen's got it. Going to be spun around, but he continues to turn. Gets to the outside. Got to make a tackle, and there it is, coming up big time.
Good open field tackle that time by the cornerback over there.
Trying to see who that is. That looks like Mingo, and it is. That's Amirion Mingo coming up, and we talked to him on the show a little while ago, and he said now when he's playing defense and offense, he likes hitting as much as he likes getting out there and catching the football. So he's at home. He does have an interception on the season, does my Mingo. Second down now and 15. Ball at the 34-yard line.
Pronouncing that right. If not, I'm gonna just call him Ty. Grant Hatch. Had Chauncey Smith open once again, but he decides to pull it down. Gets to about the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th and long. Earlier, Ron Allen sent in Kenya Castillo. We'll see what he dials up here. Just over 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Looks like I see Grant Hatch still on the field here. Trip smash shotgun formation, Jeremiah Allen in the backfield. Pass intended.
Pass incomplete, turnover on down. Trojans will
Number
take over.
6, Tyler Johnson, falls incomplete.
Their second turnover.
That's a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. Second one of those on the night for the Trojans defense. And they'll start out first down and 10 from their 23. Again, we are from the phone tonight until we get our broadcast back up. Signal difficulty where we're at. And if the camera's not on there, that's just me.
Ball on about the 23-yard line.
Hang in there with us. We hope to have it fixed by halftime. But it is 14-0 Trojans. 6:02 remaining.
Trojans come out in a pistol formation. Hands it off. Or did he?
Trojans set the punt.
That'll bring up 4th and long.
And 13. Joe back to his.
Great job by the Panthers defense. They forced their first 3 and out of the night.
Until halftime. Again, having to watch here. Hopefully, we'll have this back.
J.C. Hurd, number 8, back deep to receive.
We can't turn it sideways. We're
the first punt of the night. However, the Trojans will also take their first time out of the first half with just over 4.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
For a little while.
Get on the scoreboard before halftime.
So, looks like our broadcast
they also receive the opening kickoff. The Trojans will receive the second half kickoff, making this drive even more important.
We're going to look
However,
and see
it does
if it's
appear
over there.
that the Panthers defense,
So just
Can you
we'll
hear me
see
now?
if we're, yes, I do. We're going to see if you, the 60 of you that are watching on this one before Boxcast, check out and see if you're able to find it on the other broadcast or not. I'm going to keep this one going on. If not, you can go back to our YouTube. It should be up on YouTube. And up there, we're checking now to see where it's at. But it definitely is going on to our Boxcast. And we'll get that. We'll get that set up. Joe back to his first punt of the night. Puts a foot into this one as he always does and just hammers the football. It's going to check up around. Well, continues to still roll down and will go all the way down to the 31-yard line. Getting it set back up. Yes, sir, Jamari, that's me. Good to see you watching back there. Those that are watching on there, we're getting the feed quickly set back up on there. So if you find it on one of our other views, go ahead and log out of this one and get back into the other feed. Should have that coming up. 4:21 to go until halftime. We definitely will have it back up on YouTube and Boxcast. It's back on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and check out 446 Sports. Thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie let us know that it's working. So we invite you to go over to YouTube and check out 446 Sports, and you'll find it right there. The angle is correct when the scoreboard is back up, and everything's working like it should be. So invite you to, if you've got the access to get to YouTube, go and do that, because we're going to be stopping this broadcast here momentarily from my phone and going back up as soon as we get confirmation that it is. So those of you that are watching here, we invite you to switch back over. Appreciate you too, Mr. Williams. Coach, as always. There you go. Starting, and the viewers going down on the broadcast that I have here. Remember, it is up on YouTube now. On those of you that are watching from the feed on my phone, we'll have it everywhere we go. Boxcast is up. Thank you, Ronnie. YouTube is up, and we're going. There goes Jeremiah Allen right up the middle.
Once again, they're running right straight at us and picking up big chunks of yardage. Made some adjustments, obviously, on their offensive blocking scheme.
We will keep it on this feed as well until halftime. So if you're hearing me mention a couple of different things, we're doing it until we get down to 0 viewers on here. Go check us out on the regular Facebook feed for this, as well as our YouTube and Boxcast. Anyway, back to action we go. 3:16 and counting. Trojans lead this one 14-0. Snap is back, but the whistle is going to be blown prior to that.
That motion, I believe. False start. They were trying to run that wheel route again. They got picked up big yardage on last time, and Trojans made a little adjustment. I don't think he would have been open as much as he was last time.
3:01 to go until halftime. Hatch back in the backfield this time. He's got 2 receivers with him. Snap is back. Allen still going to get it, but finding nothing up the middle.
Defensive front's doing a good job of getting off their blocks that time. Big number 5 was hepped in on the tackle.
Best that we've seen this group this year play defensively. A little about 2.5 minutes. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Don't want to give up a big one right here with 2:21 to go, and it's third and pretty good ways.
Trojans playing within 10 yards of the football, looking to stop Jeremiah Allen and his run. Again, we will be stopping this. We'll be stopping this one at halftime. Go to our regular channels. This broadcast, if you're watching us on Boxcast and YouTube, you're hearing a lot of different things, maybe confusing you. Allen coming to the near side. He's got a chance to get to the outside. One man to beat there is going to be driven out of bounds.
Once again, the Trojans had 2 or 3 attempts, tackle him, and several missed tackles, and he gets down to about the 12-yard, 15-yard line.
Good job on the touchdown saving tackle by John Baraha.
About 1:52, and we run out of bounds, so clock will start on the snap.
1:52, first down and 10 from the 15-yard line. 2 back set now, bringing a man in motion is Hatch. Handoff, though, still goes to Allen and Josh Marie. Oh, the ball on the ground. The Trojans Trojans have come out of there with the football, and there is the first turnover of the night for the Trojans.
I think the back was supposed to have the ball, and quarterback was running like he had it, but the tailback didn't know he was supposed to have it, and it just laid on the ground there until one of our guys jumped on it.
First down and 10, a minute 46. You know, that's an eternity for this Trojan offense. It's got a couple of timeouts remaining here.
I'd like to see them run a little better series than they did the last time. They got behind the 8 ball early and
this is an opportunity, Coach, that they are able to come out and get this stop or get this touchdown, come back out and get one as they start things off in the second half. As they do get the ball back, you know that they are going to want to get down the field.
Got to.
Like a little bit of a penalty there, pushed them back. Something did, 5-yard penalty. So first down and 10 now from the 15. So it was a dead ball foul. Boy, had the best Panthers drive of the night. And again, we'll invite you to watch the halftime festivities. There's Joe coming to the backside. Stop route is complete. E.J. Scott's got it. He's going to be hammered out of bounds. Stays in bounds, though, and continues. The clock runs. It stops momentarily.
He bounced back up. I got to give credit. That was a slobber knocker lick right there on the sideline.
Indeed it was. If you've got the over at 1.5, you're close. 14-0, 133 remaining here until halftime. Snap is back, but before that, a penalty flag on the far side.
There's no sense in that. It's on the wide receiver out there. He can't hear the snap count to begin with. He's got to be watching the ball.
128. That'll make it first down and 15. Trojans first down and 15 for the second consecutive drive. Had it back earlier in the last drive, but that ended with a big touchdown run for Cunningham, who is well over 100 yards here in the first half.
We started out good on offensively and looked like the Trojans were for real. And in the last couple of series, we shot ourselves in the foot here.
Here comes Joe in that offense there against a McKinley defense that hasn't given up a point in their last 2 games. Joe looking down the field, zips this one, bangs around, and nearly intercepted.
Threw it to Mingo. Mingo didn't know the ball was coming to him, and the defensive back had a better shot to catch it.
Might be one of those now where you think about just seeing what Datlin can do, give him the ball and get in there and get on to the half.
Exactly. Try to run the clock out here. I don't think they have, but maybe one timeout left. Not an auspicious series this time for the Trojans. We picked up a few yards and then went back, regressed again.
Second down and 15 for the Trojans. Joe back to pass, throws that little screen to the near side or to the far side. Ball on the ground again. And the Trojans fall on that one, we believe. But the Trojans, coach, just unable to hang on to the football at all tonight.
Waiting on the official ruling.
I have to give the credit to the Blue Wave, or whatever they call themselves.
Big Blue, the Panthers.
Big Blue Panthers. Well, they're tackling the football, and we're not doing a very good job of holding on to it.
38 seconds and counting until halftime. Trojans have to pull back up and look over 7 and 6 and 5 now on the play clock.
Play clock running down. They're going to get
Looks like the Trojans may call a timeout. No, they don't. Joe gets it off quickly. In and out of the hands there. It was intended for Johnson, we believe. Jalen had a shot at it, but that'll be fourth down, and the punt team will come out.
Joe's got to put a little more touch on the ball. He's trying to throw it like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he was wide open across the middle there and just zinged it too hard.
14-0. Trojans lead this. 18 seconds until halftime. Joe's set to kick this one away.
I would kick it out of bounds if I was Joe. Don't want to give him a chance to run it one back here.
Joe puts a foot into it. It's a high, short kick. Need to get a good Trojan roll and bounces around.
And our guy gets out of the way.
Not to where the first down marker is, even so they'll mark him with a 16-yard punt. But it had about 10 seconds of hang time on that one as we're down to 6 seconds to go in the half. The Trojans have definitely got to avoid some sort of giving up any kind of points.
Yeah, Joe, for giving him credit for the first time this year, he's at his worst punt of the year, I would have to say. He's been good most all year getting it down the field.
And I don't see a flag down here, but I do see smoke going from the left to the right. So it looked like it may have been the wind in his face there.
Got the old prevent, drop back deep here, just looking for him to give him a draw play and try to get the running back out in the open field.
Trojans will take a timeout.
Make sure there's no mistake on coverage here. But I believe if I were a betting man, they'd give it to the number 2 and try to get him in the open field.
Our regular feeds are back up, and you can go check those out. Go to YouTube. This feed that you're watching on Facebook here will be ending at halftime, but our other ones are up. So you can go by and check us out. YouTube.com/446sports. Just check that out. Also, you can check it out. It's up on Facebook as well, and there is a link to it on our Facebook page that goes to Boxcast. So you can find it on Facebook, Boxcast, and YouTube. But this feed that you're watching here will end at halftime. Leave it in there. Last 6 seconds of the play of the first half, and the Panthers are trying to get something going. Trojans back in a prevent style defense, of course, not wanting anyone to get over there. But the Trojans have done what they've wanted to do, is come out here and not give up any points in the first half. You know, they're certainly a second half team, but 14-0 here. We'll see if Hatch has anything left in him in these final 6 seconds of play. Again, coming up at halftime, we'll watch both the bands back to pass. Here's Hatch. Here comes the pressure. Screen is dropped off. Trojans are going to have to come up and tackle, and they do, and that will do it for the first half of play here from McKinley High School. Trojans lead this one 14-0 as we get to the half. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it'll be the two bands that are able to come out here and play and entertain you at halftime. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ash Trojan football exclusively on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait?
You know you like it. Look at the high step. Let's go. No back to the man, but girl. Yeah. Oh, boom. Get it. Yeah. Get it. Get it. Get it. Yeah. Do your ditty bop. Do your ditty bop. Do your ditty bop. Do your ditty bop. Whoa.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back. McKinley High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it has been all Trojans in this one, 14-0. Certainly want to send a big happy Veterans Day out to all of our veterans that are out there. We owe a debt to you for your service. Thank you all for your service, whatever branch you happen to serve in. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for our freedom today. Those of you that served and are enjoying this Veterans Day, our hats off to you guys. Minute 36 left as the Trojans are getting warmed back up. Don't see McKinley back on the field yet. The Trojans finally getting some warm-up as they didn't get here till almost 6:30, I guess it probably was. But when they came out, it has been a lot of running game. Datlin Cunningham has had some big yards, had 133 yards in the first half and just pounded away with the football, had the big long run that he had. But the story has been that Ash defense, Coach, and the Trojans defense finally has been up to the challenge in this one. Oh, Coach don't have the headset on. That's why he can't hear me. He doesn't have the headset on there. So we'll kind of get him back in here momentarily. He's having a little bit of a sit down back there. That's back from his days at Woodstock when they had those sit-ins and all of that, Coach. Back when you protesting days.
That's what I was doing. I was protesting. I was sitting down protesting.
Tell me your thoughts on that Ash defense pitching the shutout. This McKinley team has put up big points in their last couple of games as they roll through their district, but scoreless here in the first half.
Yeah, I thought the defense come out and played pretty well overall. We gave up a couple of big runs there early, but managed to keep them out of the end zone. And then offense started pretty sharp, and then the last 2 or 3 series, for whatever reason, we shot ourselves in the foot. They had offside, the legal procedure, and then a couple of passes. Joe just overshot the receiver and tried to throw it too hard, I think.
Getting to that second round of playoffs is certainly what the goal is when you're in the first round of playoffs. You look back at home at those games that are going on. The Tauger game got pushed back. A lot of lightning in the area back in central Louisiana. Hopefully that storm stays out of here. I think it said it's not going to be around our area till 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what they're saying on the Weather Channel there. I hope they're right. The wind has kind of shifted coming out of the northwest, if I'm correct, but it's getting a little cooler.
Does that mean we're going to have to drive back through it?
Probably so.
Parkview has the lead at halftime, 10-0 in that one. So the Eagles defense playing well in that game. Tom Boucher and David Perkins on the call of that one. We're glad that you have found us back here, wherever you found it, whether it's been YouTube and Head of Insurgents. Coach, and didn't look at it before we came up today, but as of yesterday, we'd had about 92,000 views of our YouTube page in the last 28 days, hoping tonight gets us over 100,000. That would be the first time we've had that. That was a goal that we had, was to get 100,000 views in 28. Now we got to up that and go for 1 million views in 28 days. So that's a lofty goal. You can help us doing that by liking and subscribing our YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com and just search 446 Sports, or you can go youtube.com/C/446 Sports. Coach, just
You're talking Greek to me, but that sounds good. Just so we get the views, that's the main thing.
There you have it.
Don't look at my ugly mug. I'm glad I'm not on camera.
Well, we left that camera back and kind of shrunk our setup for tonight, just to make setup and takedown easy. We get back home. It has been a long day. Started with our Veterans Day parade in Pineville this morning, and Mayor Dupree and the city council really showed out today. They put a big product out, had that Veterans Day parade, had a good program down by the flagpole, and just excitement along Main Street this morning in Pineville. And again, it goes out, a big shout out to all of our veterans.
Absolutely. My father was a veteran. One of my sons is a veteran, and I really appreciate all that they do for us in our country.
Indeed you do, and you hear stars over the intercom, Go Big Blue. She is probably the most spirited halftime entertainer that we've seen. Talked to her a little bit earlier, speaking of parades, about getting this McKinley band down into Pineville for our Christmas parade on December the 9th and our Mardi Gras parade in February. So the Big Blue Band, we expect to make their way up to Pineville. And you'll want to come out and check them out. I know the halftime show was pretty riveting. We've got our 3 minutes extra in the books, and we are ready to get this thing going here from McKinley High School. Trojans lead at 14-0. I am Doug Gann alongside of head coach Ernie Lott. And Coach, again, traffic, this whole game was kind of messed up from the start of the warm-up. The game was fine, but that traffic was typical Baton Rouge 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, and then when I got down here, I thought I was I had cars on both sides, and that bus, it don't have a turn radius like a Volkswagen, so
look, that's why we brought
trying to get in here.
We brought the Tucson and zipped right in, but the buses are stacked off to our right, back to back, 6 deep over there, or 3 rows of 2. But all that pomp and circumstance out of the way, it's 14-0. Trojans, they do receive the football. Thought they had an opportunity to get a 1-and-1 there, scoring right before the half, but that did not come to fruition. We'll see who's back deep to receive for the Trojans.
I'd like to see us get a run back. We haven't had one all year.
Eric Jones and JT Lindsay are back deep to receive. That kick goes to they are going, looks like it's going to be offsides. That's the only thing that would stop the play.
Yeah, the right side over here, it looked like number 2. I saw him was a little bit ahead of the kicker there. He was trying to get down the field. Number 2 or number 9, I don't know which one it was.
That's unfair if it was 2, because that's Allen, and he gets down the field quick as anybody does. It looks like number 9 is your guy to this side. Yeah, 2, that he's got the kind of speed, they say, that he can turn off the light and be in the bed before it's dark.
Oh, yeah, my bad, that was number 9 because it's not number 2.
He can get there. McDonough 35-12, Peabody 6 in that game. So Peabody working hard there.
That's a surprising score. Peabody's doing well.
Again, Jones to the far side. This kick is going to Eric Jones. He's going to have to come. No, it's going to be caught by the back up front and banging forward out past the 40.
Number 83, I believe it was.
That is Tanner Townsend. And, Coach, anytime you talk to Coach Bachman about Townsend, his eyes light up. He knows he is going to be that special player before he gets out of here. And good, he just instinctually knows what to do with the football.
Yeah, that's from the Bunky Townsends. I coached some of those guys back in the day a long time ago, and I'm sure it's
his grandpa,
some of his kinfolk anyway.
Just underway here.
Thanks a lot.
In the second half, Datlin Cunningham is behind Joe. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. That's Trojan football here on 446 Sports. Cunningham's going to get it up the middle. He's now kicking to the outside, spinning around, going to be dropped there. Yeah, a couple of turnovers tonight by Datlin, as he had one taken away from him and then just dropped one.
Yeah, they're once they get hung up on him, they scratching for the ball, so we got to do a good job of putting two hands on it.
Tempo already. Datlin's got it in. Just almost thought the whistle blew or something, but Cunningham's going to, that was just a play that looked like it was stopped from the start, but Cunningham ventures out for about 14 yards and the first down.
Well, I'm like you. I thought I heard a whistle, and everybody hesitated there for a second.
Trojans go 1st and 10 from the 38. Cunningham's got it again, getting to the outside. Cuts back inside, bangs around, and knocks a McKinley defender out of bounds. And, that's not difficult play calling there, Coach. 3 up the middle, 3 to the left, 3 to the right.
Yeah, he's running like I've seen him run before. I think might be calling this one back for a hold.
And if they do, it'll be down the field. It looks like they'll mark it from there. So
right on the end, probably the tight end or tackle on that side.
Marking it from just a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, so it won't be a full 10-yard penalty. Looks like it's going to be 1st down and 18. Trojans all the way back to the Panther 48-yard line.
I like to see Datlin. He's running hard. Make sure he secures that football.
Going to have another shot at it as Cunningham now comes to this side and is brought down. That's JT Lindsay. Boy, Ronnie Schwartz would have got after me for that one as we misidentified him, but JT quickly off of the field. I know Ronnie's watching back home, and a big shout out to our PA announcer from Butch Stoker Stadium.
16 yards to go.
A lot of alumni watching tonight, too. Got to talk to some of those via the Facebook messaging. Hope that you found your way back here to this feed via the link. Great group of guys that we talked to just through Facebook on there. 3rd down and 17. Now 3rd down and 15, give it. Cunningham's got it trying to get to the outside. Going to be brought down in the backfield. And
came from the backside that time. He just flat out sprinted Cunningham from behind and caught him, and it's going to be 3rd and forever.
Let's see what they officially mark. Make it 3rd down and 19. So 3 yards on the loss. They're going to take a timeout, and they'll count. Having to see what they're working on there. No, he'll get zoomed in and check that out.
See what the white hat says.
Not sure, but he's coming over to the near side and doesn't really say anything other than we just needed a break to talk to each other.
I guess.
Clock will run. Trojan, you've not seen a lot of pressure from that McKinley defense, Coach, because Datlin's been running the ball well on this drive, but the Trojans need something here to keep this drive alive. Back to pass
some adjustments.
Is Joe stepping up in the pocket. He's got to roll around. He's going to be dropped back at the 45. And a big-time play. That McKinley defense has came out of the locker room fired up, Coach.
Yeah, they did a good job of coverage. That was a coverage sack. He held it way too long. Joe should have just threw it away. But nonetheless, we wouldn't have got the 1st down. Nowhere close, so we'll have to punt the ball. Hopefully he punts it better this time.
4th down and 27. Joe off of a 17-yard punt his last time. 9:25 and counting to go. 3rd quarter of play. And here comes the Big Blue Band again. Joe puts his left foot into this one and gets a much better punt, although off the side of his foot, he's going to get a huge Trojan roll and bounce down to the 12-yard line. And we'll see if that defense is able to force something from deep inside McKinley territory.
Now the Big Blues fixing to crank it up here when bust your eardrums again.
They'll settle down when their Panthers are on offense. They're taught well here.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know, that helps you out when the offense, other team's offense can't hear the signal because they putting out some sound.
9:10 to go, third quarter play. Been uneventful since the Trojans went up 14-0. It's just been kind of lulled to sleep here.
Something needs to happen. Hopefully nothing for them.
12-yard line is where the Panthers scrimmage from at first down and 10.
See what kind of adjustments they make.
Hatch at quarterback gives the ball to Allen. Allen right up the middle. And it just seems, Coach, that they're a big run, just hitting the seam away from getting down there. But I'll tell you, the Trojans, on the one that did get broke away, going the same direction, the Trojans come down there and stay on it and then turn around and get a fumble on there. So the defense has been bend but don't break.
Yeah, was kind of sitting back, linebacker sitting back on the heels waiting too long, and he's basically just picking an open spot when he sees it, giving it to him back there deep, and he's basically base on base blocking here.
8-yard carry, second down and 2, nearing the 20-yard line. Handoff right up the middle. Allen jump steps, cuts, goes the other way, and there's that interior line, but not before the first down line to gain is reached, and it'll be first down and 10 for McKinley.
Defensive front stood up that time. We got a little high, and they were able to move us back about 3 yards and pick up the first down.
Crowd from McKinley wanting to and had an opportunity to get up and get loud and into this one, but overthrown the pass early. That would have been a touchdown, and they've just kind of been lulled to sleep here. Well, using that phrase twice in the last couple of minutes, but that describes this playoff atmosphere. It is anything but electric. There's a false start on the far side, not called, and that is going to have the run right up the middle, just a pickup of 2. But it looked like that left tackle fired off the ball a little quicker than the center.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And then they picked up 5 yards. That should have been a procedure call, but they didn't call it. I'm sure the coach, Ash coaches on that side might be giving him an earful on there because that's his side of the ball to be making the call.
Back to that 2-man backfield. It's got Allen and 24 in there with Hatch at quarterback.
Linebacker is showing stunt.
We see this set a lot from the Trojans. Snap is back. Here comes pressure up the middle. That one is dumped off. Complete over the middle and caught to the 45, 50. Now cutting to the outside, 40, 30. Big time run, but here comes a big time flag. And that one is going to come back from the penalty that is holding. That stops a big 62-yard touchdown pass. Still going to have the first down, but I don't know that the fans have seen it quite yet.
It was down the field, so it's going to be from the spot of the foul.
It'll still give McKinley the first down. They'll be into Trojan territory, but it looked like it was from somewhere around the 35, so the ball may be out near midfield. But you saw that penalty come from way back.
Once they got into the secondary, they got the speed, and that's fortunate for the Trojans that they get the call right there. Otherwise, that tighten the game up right here, and we can't give up a score this early in the game.
Off by about a yard, so it is at the Trojan 49-yard line. Eyeballed where I thought that penalty was going to be. 6:55 to go in the third. Trojans still on top, 14-0. You see it on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down at the bottom. Fancy you, Chuck's been off for a couple of days. He's been playing with the scoreboard down there just a little bit.
Yeah. Looking to come back with a draw or a run here. They got the linebackers backed out again.
First down and 10 from the Trojan 49-yard line for McKinley again. Coming in motion now. They're going to run the play this side, and false start will be whistled. and it just continues to back McKinley up. And, Coach, you know, you used the term earlier, shooting yourself in the foot and just doing damage, and that's what McKinley has done on this drive. The big holding erased what would have been a 72-yard touchdown pass, and now a procedure penalty that puts them behind the chains.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the Trojans did right before the half, same kind of deal. You know, it's hard to start when you get behind the chains right off the bat.
First down and 15 from the 46-yard line goes McKinley.
Watch the screen or draw here.
Trojans coming up looking for pressure, almost near encroachment on the far side, but back in time. Play clock down to 2-1 and going to have a delay of game penalty. Should be. They gave McKinley the timeout, though. Got down to 0, was there a couple of seconds, and McKinley called the timeout.
Yeah, well,
Playoff.
Apparently they wasn't looking at the play clock.
Playoff football, you don't get local associations that call, so you can't ever have any accusations of home cooking, or not that there is in it anyway, don't get me wrong, but you always, you can't have an Alexandria association call an Alexandria playoff game, and you can't have the Baton Rouge area call this game either. So they go down into New Orleans and pick this crew up because it was just the hour drive in. Or if you came over the bridge, it's about a 4-hour drive in.
You got that right, boy. And I was sweating. I kept telling them, why are we going 10? Because I know how it is. It's already bad enough when you come 10.
Right.
And you get across that open, and all it takes is one little wreck on the bridge, and you're stuck forever and ever. So,
and you didn't even get the chance to go by Billy's in Crotch Springs.
I know, that was the worst part of it.
Well, we stopped there.
But at least I got a little, well, I can't advertise here, but I got some chicken parts.
You could clarify that and say you got the cracklins. That's fine, because I don't want to get into chicken parts. First down and 15 from the 46-yard line.
Watch the screen here.
Here comes motion from the near side, going left to right, settling into the backfield. Handoff does come this way.
I heard a whistle again. But
coming up and making a big-time stop there for the Trojans. We'll have to see who was in on that one when he turns. That was Blackwell that comes in and gets that one. So, again, Coach, we talked to Bachman last night. 33 sophomores and 47 freshmen on the roster for the Trojans. That is 80 players. Only 15 seniors and 20-something juniors. Very, very young team out here doing work. Second down and 11 from midfield. Handoff goes right up the middle and spun around. There's just Josh Marie is there. We'll see who's there. That's
84.
94 and 16 are in there. Caleb Andrus is there looking for 84 and not here on the roster. We'll have to get that. We've got one of the old ones. 14-0 in this one.
You know, and Coach didn't mention a whole lot, but you got a couple of guys that, you know, are not out there, that starters that started early in the year and is not playing for various reasons, and that makes a lot of difference too.
Great to have number 7, Josh Marie, back there. Just a big vocal leader for the Trojans. Low snap. Here comes pressure up the middle. Ball is up in the air, but big-time work in the backfield, and that is Jeremiah Jeffers Wright that put that pressure on. My goodness, big-time play. Watch the replay up the middle as you'll see big number 94 just powers his way in there, and Jeremiah Jeffers Wright doing what Jeremiah does in that one in big-time pressure.
Too on the receiver that made him cough up the football. Otherwise, it would have been a first down.
Fourth down and 12 back deep to receive is Jimmy Duncan. You know, that's another one. Coach Darius Washington hurt his back middle of the season, and it won't be back this year.
I'd like to see just a fair catch. And
right up the middle go the Trojans. That one bounces around. It's going to roll inside the 20 and check up there around the 18-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will have it. Very uneventful, easy for you to say, third period here from McKinley. We are just close to Tiger Stadium, so when you take that exit at Nicholson, instead of going around to the right, to get to the Highland or Nicholson area and taking that left to get into campus, you go straight off onto Highland and go down that route and into where McKinley High School is here in Baton Rouge.
Surrounded by a bunch of big apartment buildings. I assume that's what that is back there.
A lot of apartment buildings. 1st and 10 go the Trojans from the 17-yard line. Handoff up the middle now, trying to get to the outside is Cunningham, but that interior line returning the favor by McKinley.
We haven't been able to run the ball like we did the first couple of series, and doing a better job, their defense is.
Trojans, if they hold on and win this one, will make the trip up to Shreveport next week to play Bird. We know that our buddy Lamar will be watching that one. It is quite an atmosphere up at the Hive. C.E. Bird back to pass is Joe. Zips this one out incomplete. First down and a lot more for the Trojans.
A good short pass there, about 10 yards, and the defender fell down and was able to pick up another 15 yards or so.
That's E.J. Scott that got that one, his first catch of the night. Cunningham and Lindsey in the backfield with Joe. 2 receivers out to the near side.
I'd like to see us go outside a little more.
Joe's got it. He's back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket, going over the top for Jalen. Jalen's in and out of the hands.
Right through the hands.
In and out of the hands of Jalen Johnson. And, Coach, that was going to be good for 6, and Jalen knows it. Jalen, the junior wide receiver, just got behind his defender and unable to bring that one in.
Joe couldn't have thrown that any better that time. It was right on the money.
Jalen comes off.
Fixing to bring this outside stunt this time. Joe better get it off quick.
He's going to look for maybe the swing out of the sprint to this near side and go away from the defender that blitzes. They run right at him. No, Joe's going to keep it and come to himself, puts his head down, banks around to the 40, now 30, and he eases out of bounds there. And the best run we've seen by Joe all year.
Yeah, he did a nice job of juking the guy and taking it an extra 15 yards.
I don't know if Chuck stayed with it on the camera, though, or who he went with, but that's one of those that fools all of us up here. First down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Playing through the snap, Joe turns, looks off, and that's Jalen. Jalen's got it into the 5 and cutting back across the field and not knowing why didn't go down the sideline with it. But Jalen was wide open there. Clock continues to run at 3:35, and the Trojans should have it first down and goal, and they do. Just getting the sticks down. Ball will rest at the 6-yard line. Cunningham in the backfield with Joe. Snap is back. Cunningham's got it off the right-hand side, up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown. How about that? Touchdown, Datlin. Cunningham, touchdown, Trojans. 20-0 now, the Trojans, and we will see that on our BU Designs by Melissa Gann instant replay. How about that sponsor there?
Free advertising.
Off the right-hand side goes Cunningham into the end zone, and the senior running back has just been so solid tonight. Channing Mesh set to add the PAT. Snap, hold, kick, good. 21-0 in this one. Trojans have the lead with 3 minutes to go. Back in 30 seconds on 446 Sports.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Back to live action we go. And, Coach, all you can really say about this game is that it's been methodical and efficient, and the Trojans have grinded their way to a 21-0 lead here in the late in the third quarter.
Yeah, we haven't been just overpowering, but we've done enough to, get a 21-point lead, and luckily a penalty saved them from getting a touchdown themselves.
Short kick bounces around. They're trying to flip the ball around and lateral it, and there it is again, and that's going to be some trouble. There's a hold, so no matter what happens, this one's coming back. There's a horse collar. That one's not called. Should have been, we thought, on the near side, but 2 penalty flags were thrown down around the 15, 16-yard line. So what would have been out to the 45 is now going to be around the 8-yard line, we believe. A lot of laterals and trying to get something going. Coach, that almost did more damage than it did good.
And y'all called us for a face mask.
Then if that's the case, they'll mark it from the end of the run. Goodness gracious. Well, 2 officials saw it from there, so I stand corrected on that call, and it will be big-time play now for McKinley as they will be deep in Trojan territory at the 45-yard line.
That was a situation. They looked like it was going to backfire on them, but they managed to get around the corner and then got good field position on about the 44-yard line.
Ball officially marked at the 44-yard line. Again, if the Trojans hold on here, don't forget we will be back next Thursday night at Walk-Ons. For the Thomas Bachman Show, we'll be talking about the Ash-Bird matchup, but a lot of football left to go in this one. Right in front of us, band continues to play on their own offensive set. Handoff goes to Allen. Right off tackle he goes, and brought down there by Aiden Walker. First real big penalty there for the Trojans, Coach. It was a face mask. I don't know if they were just reaching, trying to get the ball or grabbing around, but the laterals seemed to work for McKinley.
Yeah, there was a lot of arm grabbing going on offensively and defensively. They called us for face masks.
2nd down and 6 from the 40 of the Trojans. McKinley's been
almost offside over here.
McKinley's been down here a couple of times, but unable to continue to drive. And now getting to the outside is Hatch. Continues to go, and he's going to pick up a first down. Very elusive on that one.
Yeah, they've been able to slip through some tackles.
First down is called. They'll move the sticks down. It'll be 1st and 10 for McKinley. Again, they've been down here before, but fumbled. 158 and counting.
Looks like they're going to give them the first down.
Yep, 1st down and 10 for McKinley. And confused as the band is continuing to play on their own offensive set. Low snap, took a knee when he had it, but I guess they're going to say that he was up. Back to the just past the line of scrimmage. It looked like he had the knee down when he picked it up. 2nd down and 9, though. They will give the quarterback Hatch just 1 yard. Ball is placed at the 30, statistically, I guess, the 34. 117, 116 and counting now.
Trojans can get a stop here and then a little confusion in secondary.
You're comfortable if you're the Trojans, but certainly don't want to give up a momentum-gaining score here. Here comes pressure. That screen is set up and it's picked off. Got it at the 30, now 40, 50, 40. They're not going to get him, Coach, and that is a big-time pick 6. Josh Marie, welcome back. Josh Marie just comes up and gets that one, and it started with pressure. Chuck, I don't know if we have that one. We're going to look at it one more time, and you see the tail end of the run as Josh Marie makes his way down there, and my goodness, what a great time to have that young man back, Coach. And not only did they get the stop, but they got the pick 6.
Yeah, that kind of lets the air out of the offense's balloon right there. You see number 2 walking off. He's dejected.
Starting to see the fans make their way up and out of here, too. Had a big crowd, a lot of alumni in town. His first home playoff game since 1994, but that's just about going to seal things. That kick from Mesh is up, and it's good. 28-0 following the Josh Marie pick 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Ash Trojan football on 446 Sports. On 446 Sports. You got to understand, Chuck can't hear us.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back here to McKinley High School. 48 seconds to go in this third quarter. 28-0. An offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown for the Trojans here in the third. And welcome back, Josh Marie. As that was tailor-made, it goes right in his hands. And he takes that one to the house. Van Dyke set to kick this one off. Takes a big-time run at it. Squibs that one down the middle, rolls it around. We'll see if McKinley tries to pitch it. They don't. Trying to get to the near side. Gonna have to get by the kicker. Van Dyke goes up and tackles high, but out of bounds. Good work by the young kicker to come up and make that tackle.
Got a lot of young guys on that kick coverage team.
39 seconds to go in the third. Trojans well in command of this one. And again, join us next Thursday for the Thomas Bachman Show at Walk-Ons. We will be live from Walk-Ons in front of our trip up to Byrd High School in Shreveport. So we spent a lot of time up in the northeast portion of it. Now we're down in Baton Rouge for the first time, and we'll head up to Shreveport for the first time next week, barring anything unforeseen.
Get one more stop here, I think.
Right up the middle, but Bryce is there to hold on. Bryce rushing gets the tackle. Big senior lineman. He committed to Stephen F. Austin. He'll make his way over to Nacogdoches, Texas to play for Stephen F. Austin when his school days are over at Alexandria. 16-15, and you got to believe that McKinley's content just to run the clock down. We'll see. They don't have to snap it. 6 and 5 and 4. I don't think they see the game clock because it's behind them. No, they will go ahead and let it wind down, and that's going to do it for the third quarter play. Trojans lead at 28-0. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right here on 446 Sports.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Back to the fourth and final quarter here from Baton Rouge area, McKinley High School. A Datlin Cunningham touchdown and a Josh Marie pick 6. And the Trojans have doubled up their lead. That was 14-0 at the half. And it's 28-0 here in a very loud area where we're at by the band. McKinley 2nd down and 5 they go. And that play that Josh Marie picked off, give a lot of that pressure, or a lot of credit to the interior defensive line of the Trojans as they had Hatch backing up, throwing off his back foot. Here comes motion. Handoff, though, goes to the near side, and that is Williams trying to get down, and big-time play. Once again, Josh Marie just continues to get his name called, and you know that he's excited to be back in the purple and gold.
There's a nice play there because that number 2's got excellent speed, and he wasn't able to turn the corner like he had previously. Still managed to pick up a couple of yards. Going to be third and about 3.
Make it 3rd down and 3. 11 and a half remaining here in regulation. A little bit of a more calm second half than we had week 10 when West Washita was in town, and we'll take that. 3rd down and 3. Once again, motion. That's Allen. Ball is down on the ground, trying to throw that little throwback screen, but that was blown up right away. Josh Marie, Bryce rushing, and Bryce just picks him up and walks him back a little bit, but lets him go. Look, the enthusiasm and toughness that this Trojan team is playing with tonight is really something to see.
Yeah, they've looked a whole lot better tonight than I have seen them in the last couple of games. Especially the first half, they came out playing a lot more physical than they have in previous games.
4th down and 12 on to punt.
I'd still like to see a punt return. We hadn't had one this year hardly.
Not at all. And that one's going to roll around. Trojans are going to be all over that one into the backfield. Quickly got an opportunity for a scoop and scored. It's picked up. 20-10, 5 touchdown Trojans. Big time play there for the Trojans, just picking it up and taking it in very opportune work. You see it on the replay there.
You can see the air is kind of going out of the Blue Panthers here in this quarter.
Not on our roster is 21, but we'll get that corrected on there too. So if you're at home and that's
you know who it is.
you know who he is. But anyway, into the end zone there. 2nd defensive touchdown for the Trojans. That one officially statistically credited to special teams, and it is 35-0, Coach, and we're a touchdown away from getting the clock going here.
Just got a flag thrown.
This is a game, Coach, when people look up at it and see the score, won't realize how tough it was after the Trojans pick up those first 14 points. McKinley battled and battled and battled, and it's just one of those cases where got wore down and the wheels fell off.
Yeah. I thought I saw a official throw a flag after the extra point that time. I don't know if somebody said something or what.
We've seen that happen to the Trojans a lot. They're in there playing tough, and then something happens. And it does look like they're going to bring the kickoff team. Yeah, no, everybody's fine. So I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Must have been I don't know what it was, but I certainly seen something flying in there. But nevertheless, it's going to be a kickoff from the 40.
Van Dyke set to tee this one up from the 40.
They've been close to breaking one on these kickoff returns here. I'd like to see another worm burner down the field.
10-24, and Trojans 1 touchdown away from getting the clock running on the Tioga game now starting, and we're here we are late in the 4th quarter of this one, early in the 4th quarter, late in this ball game. Hopefully the bridge traffic will have cleared out a little bit.
Yeah, I checked my phone, see if I got any red on it.
Van Dyke rolls that one up, and it bounces over the head of the up back, bouncing around. Here comes that Trojan kick coverage team, and big time play made in the backfield.
Number 20, can't see his number. Nice tackle though, shoestring.
27 is Blackwell that
nice,
makes that one
nice
again. Jason Blackwell has early season, Coach. We saw him all over the field, kind of quiet there when district crept in, but these last 2 or 3 possessions, he has just been on fire tonight, and great special teams work by the Trojans.
Yeah, you can tell the McKinley's kind of going through the motions here. They're ready for it to get over with, but you got to give them credit. They made the playoffs, like you said, for the first time since what,
1994, since their first home game, playoff game since then. Off of a 1-8 season last year, Coach, too, to come in and host a playoff game here as the 11 seed. A little bit of misdirection, indecision there. 3 wideouts to the near side, and the Trojans are smelling blood. You know that they're going to be coming after it. That's going to be a keeper out of it. You know, the most success, Coach, that McKinley really had tonight was when they ran out of that swinging gate around midfield a couple of times.
Right. That was something I'm sure they put in just for this game, and Trojans had to make some adjustments to it, and they were able to pick up some big yardage early on, but we hadn't seen it here in the last, second half at all.
Well, and the only, it wasn't a surprise because they were looking for 2, and they just found him with the football. He was even out of the Wildcat. He's back in there at quarterback in the Wildcat now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fake one way and come back the other, trying to get to the outside. Stiff arms rushing, but is going to be driven down.
We got a Trojan down slow getting up. Who is that?
Good cross field
rushing.
Good cross field work by Caleb Andrus.
It's going to be 3rd down and about
3rd and 3, perhaps. 9:23 remaining in this one. So running clock or not, it's not there yet at 35-0, and don't think it'll get there unless something unforeseen happens and the Trojans get another defensive touchdown. But the defense has scored and the special teams unit has scored. Can't really count it as a punt return for a touchdown. It was a muff and it went to the house, or it was a botched snap that went to the house. It won't get credited for a block, but statistically a fumble, scoop, and score there. Back in the backfield goes that Trojan defense and drop, and that'll be 4th down. You got to expect that this McKinley punt team will come back out, and they do. Coach, Trojans are going to survive and get out of here with a win. First-round playoff win, and you say survive. Last year as the higher seed, they were at home and got bounced from the playoffs by Parkway. The Panthers as well in that one.
This seeding thing is kind of iffy right now, especially with the select like it is. You got a 4A team playing a 5A team whose record was not as good as theirs, but same time, they don't always look at who you played, and that to me makes a big difference.
Got a hand on that. We're going to officially give a block on that punt, although it wasn't behind the line of scrimmage. It was tipped there. But, Coach, you are right about that. 24-0, Parkview Baptist has the lead over Menard in that one. So it looks like the season's going to come to an end for the Eagles of Menard. Parkview will continue on in that run. But a good job getting into the playoffs this season for the Eagles.
Getting back to what I was talking about earlier,
yes.
It's and I understand it's always, but I think the writers and whoever makes these decisions doesn't look at the schedule because out of the 10 teams that the Trojans played, they were all 5As except a couple, and the ones that they did play every one of them was in the playoffs practically. Karen Crows and all those guys.
It's all power ratings, though. So the mindset of JT's got it, trying to get to the outside. Got a lead blocker, too. JT directed traffic, hops over, bangs around, and a holding call comes in late, it looks like. All the way down to the 25-yard line. We'll see. Still should have the first down.
The only thing I can figure they called there was blocking below the waist. I don't know if that's against the rule or not anymore, but apparently it is, because I didn't see anything else. Unless they got a face mask, maybe.
They look like they're going to mark it off against against McKinley. No, it's going to be an illegal block below the waist.
Chop block.
A chop block against the Panthers of McKinley. And you're probably just about 1 or 2 plays of getting that next touchdown in there. Joe's got JT. And now the Trojans will bring into the backfield Taylon Johnson. Good to see Taylon Johnson getting a little bit of time in there.
A lot of confusion here.
A lot of time on the play clock, just running down some clock. 7.5 to go. Handoff to the outside goes Lindsey, and he is hit and driven out of bounds, and that will stop the clock.
Looked like they couldn't decide what they wanted to run there.
Crowd has thinned out. Looks like coming to the near side. We'll see what the
legal procedure maybe.
Going to call procedure against the Trojans, and they'll back them up 5 yards. what was first down and 10 from the 15. That'll move it back to the 20-yard line, just to the edge of the red zone. First down and 15, 20-yard line. Joe has it in the backfield. Taylon Johnson back there with JT. Handoff goes to JT. He's getting to the inside. Now cuts up the middle, goes JT to the out. 5, touchdown. JT Lindsey, touchdown, Trojans. A game that was 14-0 at the half is now 1 point away from getting to the running clock. And watch JT with his nifty moves there on the instant replay. Brought to you by VU Designs. Into the end zone.
That's just a case of some tired defenders out there. They had a couple of guys had a shot at him, and they just couldn't make the play.
You know, Coach, we talked about it early on as well, that we thought that the size and the numbers that the Trojans had would lead to that. And indeed it has. Kick is up, and that is good. 42, that puts the clock in motion throughout the rest of the game. So that is going to really wind things down once the next play comes in. Did they say he missed it or he made it?
I thought it was good, but I really wasn't watching it.
There it is. The score's up on the board. Now the officials will huddle around and get the clocks running. That is a rule that has been put on this year. Once a team gets a 42-point advantage, they get it running. Around the league, this will look like a dominant performance by the Trojans. Let me tell you, McKinley hung tough for a while, but it was the endurance, the size, the stamina, and the strength that just wore down McKinley. And, Coach, we've seen it just bam, bam, bam happen to the Trojans a lot of times when they get up in that northeast. It happened in Carencro. It happened in St. Thomas More. And now the Trojans were able to dish a little bit of that out. 28 points. 14 each in the third and in the fourth.
What time's it?
Kick is deep, and it is back and going to roll around, and somebody's going to have to get on it as that ball rolls around the 5 and just does go out of bounds. My goodness, the Trojans had an opportunity to get on that one. And we'll see, 24, and we had that one.
And I think the Tioga coach alluded to the same thing. They're having to play a 5A school, and they've got 1,800 students in high school, and Tioga's got like 800 or 900. So
that's correct. Tioga just at the top of the net, or the bottom of this Division I, really showed some reclassing look at a Division II. What a great season they're having, and an opportunity to pick up a home playoff win tonight as they welcome in Captain Shreve.
If they ever get it underway from the rain, did they ever get started?
They started and have that Tioga game going now, yes. 35-yard line, you see the clock running. It'll continue to do that unless there is a timeout taken. 7 minutes and counting here. At 42-0, you see it on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard.
Got some backups in there on the defense for the Trojans.
And that's the thing that they've made with this rule, Coach, is that a lot of times you'll see the younger guys get in there, and sometimes you don't see the subs from the other team, and they go down and put a touchdown together late. Once you're into the 42-point clock running time, you don't come out of it.
Yeah, and it's good. These guys, they go out there and practice every day, and they get their opportunity to be on the field. The second bunch of defensive guys, if you want to call them that. And
speaking of that Tioga game, Captain Shreve out to an early 7-0 lead there at the reservation, Toomey Ingram Field.
Uh-oh, there he goes.
Right up the middle and brought down shy of the first down. It'll be third down. Jeremiah Allen gets that run. And, Coach, that's one of those things. You get some of the subs in there, and a tremendous back. Well, now Allen is hobbling off.
It's like he's had a taped-up ankle anyway.
And, look, he has just been we talked to several people beforehand through the crowd, just making our way around. And they said that Jeremiah Allen was something to see, and indeed he was. 42-0 Trojans lead this one. And it has been all Ash defense and offense. Offense scored, special teams scored, and defense scored tonight for the Trojans.
Third and short here. I'd like to see the defense make a stop.
Handoff goes right up the middle. He'll pick up the first. Yeah, he's just had to get to the 45, and that's where he'll be.
Right on the 45-yard line, I believe they're spotting the ball.
and you see, if you're watching along, you see the officials wave the clock to stop, but it doesn't. They're working technique because you don't want to you don't want to get yourself out of a rhythm that you are as an official, you know?
Yeah, you got signals that you're supposed to, stop for the movement of the chains and everything like that, but they do the same signals that
you're going to do it no matter what, and they just let the clock operator know, keep the clock going unless it's a timeout or a score, we believe. Snap is back. Quick throw and hit hard right up the middle. Goodness gracious. Big time shot up the middle. Jordan Mason, it looked like, going through and getting that one.
Yeah, this second defensive bunch is not doing a bad job, I have to say. You got, like I say, all these young sophomores and juniors coming back next year. The Trojans should be able to fill most of the positions without a whole lot of drop-off.
Mason, a sophomore defensive lineman, all he does, Coach, is go 5'10", 245.
Just a little growing baby boy. Up, somebody move. Somebody move.
False start is going to be there, and again.
And they stop the clock.
For the penalty, they will, but they'll get it on after they signal it to go. Going to be a good ride back to Alexandria tonight. Going to be a long ride back.
Easy for you to say. I got to go to Texarkana, Texas in the morning.
Well, Coach, for what it's worth, I'm going to Natchitoches, so there is that.
Well, all of 60 miles.
We'll do that. We'll watch the Tigers play at 11. We'll put a story out on those guys. And then we'll look for our story about Sean Ardwan. He put a song together, an LSU song, and you'll want to hear that interview. It is set up and ready to go. Cutting to the outside. Good job of not letting that young man get there. See who he is when he turns around.
Yeah, he kind of stuck an arm out there. Better put a shoulder on him, but number 21.
Yep, and he had the touchdown earlier. Still don't have. We'll get his name in the roster on it next week. Just using an old one. A lot of things. We're going to have a program set up next year for the Trojans. Look for, Coach, this is some new news. Look for in the spring coming up our 446 high school softball and baseball preview magazine that will come out. It will chronicle all of the high school baseball and softball teams in our area, as well as LCU, LSUA, Northwestern, and LSU.
Oh, okay.
So
well, that's I'm going to pick up LSUA soccer team tomorrow. The boys lost in the first round of the tournament. The girls were playing in the finals tonight, as a matter of fact. I don't know how they come out, but either way, I got to go pick them up, and they got a chance to be champions there.
How about their tennis team last year?
Oh, I got to travel with them, and I'll tell you what, there's some nice-looking ladies on that tennis team.
Now,
and
Coach.
they can play tennis, too.
Now, Coach.
Well, it don't hurt to.
You mean they look good athletically on the court.
Yeah,
absolutely. 206
absolutely.
And counting in this one. Third down and short. I'm looking, is that fourth down? Yep, fourth down and short.
Bring the house.
5 on the play clock and 4 and 3 and 2. Handoff goes right up the middle. Going to get the first down.
There you go.
Tackling coming in late. Clock will continue to run. 141 and counting. 42-0. The Trojans dominant in this one. 28 second half points. 7 came defensively. 7 came on special teams. Following that botched snap, scoop and score, Josh Marie with a big, about a 70-yard pick six, 64, I guess is what officially it was. Pick 6 on there, minute 18 and 17. Datlin had another big night tonight. As you might imagine, the senior now over 1,500 yards rushing.
Back up running back out there. He's doing a nice job for them.
Yep, that's who we looked at, 2 and 24. And, of course, Allen went out with the injury. Under a minute to play. The Trojans will make the trip back up I-49. Going to have a short post game. We won't go to commercial break. We'll just wrap this up and get out when we're done here.
And you know that Bird has a turf field, so we'll be playing on turf next week.
Oh, and it is an electric atmosphere up at the Beehive. The Jackets, 27 and counting. may be the final play of the game tonight. Hatch has it up the middle, breaking some tackles, and goes down into that dark area that is down there. 7-6-5, and that's your ball game. Trojans pick up a first-round victory. They win it 42-0 over the home-standing Panthers of McKinley. Definitely a better first-round performance than we saw last week. Coach, what are some of the things that stood out? What are some of the things that stood out for you tonight?
Well, I was impressed with the defense. First of all, they came out and played well the first half. Got some stops, big stops in the first half, something they hadn't been doing the last 3 games. And offense was consistent first couple of series and then kind of fell off. But overall, a good game for the Trojans.
There you have it. Offense, defense, and special teams on display for the Trojans tonight. They win it 42-0 and head on to play Bird in the second round of the playoffs. That's going to wrap it up from Baton Rouge and McKinley High School, home of the Panthers. Trojans on top, 42-0. We'll see you Thursday night out at Walk-Ons. God bless you all, and good night.